So we just begin the healing class in the same way every time. It's done just in a standing posture, and we do some very gentle warm-up exercises. So the idea of the warm-up exercises is that it gets the blood and the qi flowing well through your body. This is a really, really key way to get the class beginning. And so for the people who are watching on YouTube, if you're not able to stand, for the whole time, or if you're not able to do the very simple exercises, then you can just move forwards 10 minutes and then the normal meditation part of the class starts. But if you're able to do these exercises, please do. And the other thing to say about the exercises is that we can always moderate the exercise. So if I say, turn and look over your shoulder, you can't move that far. Just do a small amount of the exercise and then imagine you can do the full exercise. Okay, so this is how we work. We use our mind to augment the exercise. So stand with the feet at a generous shoulder width apart, with the knees gently bent, back nice and straight, arms hanging down by the sides. We're going to make our turn from the belly, so we can just check out how the spine feels just by a gentle turn. And do the same for the other side. We just do that back and forth a bit, just to see how that feels, just to see how the back feels. And provided everything feels fine in your spine, then we do the full exercise. Okay, so open up the palms of the hands and just let them slap gently onto the side of the body. The forearms are just tapping onto the belly button. The wrists are just slapping onto the small of your back, or the back of your wrists, I suppose. There's this kind of vibration that goes through the body. So at the moment, we're just turning the waist from side to side. So the movement all comes out of the belly here, moving the waist from side to side. We'll get on to moving the neck in a moment. So just one thing to say about these little warm-up exercises, they can occasionally make you feel slightly dizzy, slightly lightheaded. If you find that's happening to you, then the thing to do is to concentrate on your toes. So you put your mind into your toes and you feel your toes squeezing gently against the ground. You feel each toe press down. You feel the ball of your foot press against the floor and really experience how that feels. What happens then is that the more you put your mind into your feet, the more the energy moves downwards in your body. And if you've been feeling dizzy and lightheaded, then you're able to really sink the energy into your body downwards. It moves out of your head and you stop feeling dizzy. That's the idea. And at the end of this exercise, we'll do another exercise which helps us to stabilize as well. Okay, so let's take this exercise and change it a little bit. Slow down slightly and then stretch a bit further. Look back over your shoulder. Really let the whole body open out. So as I say, the idea is to get the blood and qi flowing well before we settle into our meditation exercises, our visualizations. The visualizations tend to be drawn from Dr. Pang's work about self-healing. So the idea is that we create stories for ourselves. And we often do it unconsciously. And these can have very physical effects on our bodies. And so we just work our way through questioning these ideas and seeing how to gently work with them, how to gently forgive them, and how to gently dissolve them. I've just been driving from Portugal all the way to the UK. My van is a little bit old and tired, so there's been quite a bit of stress along the way. I've been worrying that things are going to happen to it, that it will break down, that, anyway, lots of stressful stories. But I've also been working with this technique that comes from a Russian teacher, actually. And it's a very simple thing. He just says, tell yourself there are no mountains. There are no mountains, and ask yourself why it is that you're making these mountains for yourself. It's been incredibly effective for me, because I've been thinking to myself, oh goodness, what happens if? And then I've stopped and I have to think to myself, why? Why are you asking yourself that question? Can you hear the seagulls in the background? Gosh, they're making such a noise. And so then I have to ask myself, why? Why am I making this problem? Why am I creating this story? What's it all about? And then this idea, there are no mountains. And so, yeah, it's been really quite exciting for me to discover this. I've been able to think to myself, gosh, I can actually dissolve those ideas, stop myself from going through with this, bad thought process. So it's been very interesting to see that I start thinking about, negativity, and I start feeling about problems, and then I catch myself and I say, why? Why are you talking this through in your head? None of it's true. It's only something that you've started to discuss with yourself. It's only a spiral of worry that you are creating. So in this moment, I catch myself and I think, why am I worrying about that? Nothing's come up. There's no evident problem right in front of me. But still, your mind likes to turn these things over. So I say to myself, stop. Stop thinking about that problem. There is no mountain. You are making the mountain for yourself. It's just flat land all the way as far as the eye can see. Which is funny because I was also going across the Pyrenean Mountains and wondering if my van was going to break down, but it didn't. And of course, I was sitting there in the driver's seat worrying, what happens if this, what happens if that? Saying, stop, hold on a second. There's no indication there's going to be any problem. The only indication that the problem is inside your head. Don't worry about it. Stop. It's flat land all the way. And sure enough, 2,500 kilometers later, I arrived on my journey. At my journey's end, those problems had not become real. And so this is a very useful technique. There are no mountains. Okay, so let's just let the whole exercise gently slow down. So we'll look at these thoughts a little bit later. So put the hands deep into the earth and lift chi up. And then gently move that energy down through your body, into your belly. And then let the hands relax. This is also a way of just settling and calming oneself. Hands in the earth, lift chi up. Hands in the blue sky, pour chi down. And then we have this balancing energy moving down through the head, moving down through the chest, and eventually arriving deep in the belly. And then the hands relax, and the chi flows in the legs all the way into the earth. Let's go again. Lift up and gather. and gently pull. Draw chi. So you just do this as many times as you feel you want to do it. Just get balance back into your body. If you're someone who's got low blood pressure, don't get too involved in this exercise because it can help to lower blood pressure. And the nature of kind of agitation is that this energy moves up in the body. And so to settle these kind of like inner activations, if you like, agitations, we move the energy back down in our bodies. And that's quite literally what we're doing here. We're gathering chi, we're moving it, and we're settling it down. And you can let your whole body sink down, sink into your knees, relax down, and then really feel like you can connect to the earth. Stand up a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do some simple forward and back bends then. We've rotated our spine so far. We'll just do some simple forward and back bends just to relax the spine. So same thing again, just gently lift the hands up in the air, stretch up. And then what we're going to do is just let our knees and hips drift forwards, and we can gently lean backwards. And then stretch up. Gently backwards. And stretch up. Back. And up. Back. Stretch up. Okay, now we're going to go forwards. So what we do here is we don't press our arms tightly against our ears. We have our arms like a bit of space here. And then we're going to go forwards, just the arms and ears kind of coordinated together. So as you see, this bends the nape of the neck, but the rest of the body is standing upright. And then we're going to start to move into the upper back, start to move into the middle back, start to move into the lower back, and let the body hang down and relax. Okay, so the body just hangs and relaxes here. The back of the neck is soft and relaxed. So just imagine your foot split into 4 pieces. There's a little line that's drawn between the tips of your toes. Gently stretch down towards that line and just feel the back opening up. And then release. In line with the roots of your toes, stretching down. And release. In line with your insteps. So as you can see, we get a little bit deeper with each stretch. And release. And the last one is between your heels. So just go into as deep a bend as you comfortably feel you can. Good. Let the body hang and relax. So to bring ourselves standing upright, we point the tailbone up behind us. And then we push the tailbone towards the front of the body and slowly assemble the spine, one vertebra at a time. And then we bring up the arms and the ears together. We come up, we stretch up. And then we do our back bends. So we let the knees drift forward and softly lean back and up. Gently back. Stretch up. And gently back. And up. Back. And up. Stretch up into the blue sky. Let's do the forward bends again. So the arms and the ears tip forwards. And we go into the upper back and the middle back and the lower back. And we let the body hang down. Keep your knees soft at the moment. Stretch gently down in line with your toes. And release. In line with the roots of your toes. And release. In line with your insteps. And release. In line with your heels. Or as deep as you wish to go. Let the body hang and relax. Lift the tailbone up behind, push the tailbone to the front of the body, roll the spine up, bring up the head and the arms and the ears, and we stretch up full height. Let the knees and the hips drift forward. You can softly lean back a bit and up. Gently back a bit. Stretch up. Back and up. Back and stretch up. Okay. Once more, but this time we can do it with the legs straight. So try locking your knees, and that'll give a lovely stretch up the back of your leg. Okay, the knees locked. Let's go forwards. Into the upper back, middle back, lower back. And let the body just hang and relax here. The back of the legs is nice and open. Really stretch the back of the legs with a straight leg. And then a little stretch down towards the toes just gives us a little bit more of a stretch. And release that. In line with the roots of our toes, just stretch. and release that. In line with our insteps, just gently stretch and release that. And eventually in line with our heels, just go into the deepest bend. Good. And then let the body just hang and relax. We'll go one time more through the whole exercise. Raise the tailbone to point up behind you. Then swing the tailbone to the front of the body, and we assemble the spine one vertebra at a time. Arms and ears come up beside each other. Gently up, stretch up. Knees and hips drift forwards. You lean back and up, back, stretch up, back and up, back, stretch up. Last time through them. Arms and ears tip over, legs stay straight if possible. Roll your way down, and then relax down. Back of the neck is soft and relaxed. Legs are nice and straight. Sink down towards your toes and just let the legs stretch open and release. In line with the roots of your toes and release. In line with the insteps, just getting a stretch up the back of the legs, just getting deeper and deeper. And the last time back to the heels, nice deep bend. Very good. Okay, let the body hang and relax. Lift the tailbone to point up behind. Push tailbone to the front. Roll the spine up, head, arms and ears come up, stretch up into the blue sky. Knees and hips drift forward, you lean back and up, back, stretch up, back and up, back. Okay, hands up above the head. Just let the hands drift down now, sinking down. We'll gather some chi. This is the kind of full stop at the end of the exercise. Lift up and pour down. Draw the chi down through the body, and then everything settles back into the belly. So we imagine all the energy coming down to the belly, and then you just release your hands. Let's do that again. Lift up and pour down. Draw down to the core of you. One more time. Lift up and pour down. So normally 3 is enough just to kind of settle, especially, well, okay, let me rephrase that. Sometimes when we've been bent forwards, we get a bit more dizzy, so you need more than 3. So there's no problem. If you need to keep going with this, you do this as many times as you want. That's no problem. But normally 3 is about right. Okay, and to finish this little exercise set, we just do some side bends. So raise your right hand up into the blue sky, take a breath in, and then breathe out and head across to the left. Just feel that arc of your right side of the body opening up. Breathe in, lift the right hand up. Exhale, swap the hands over. Breathe in, lift up. And then go across and open up the left side of the body. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Head across. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Head across. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. Head across. Breathe in, lift up. Exhale, swap over. Breathe in, stretch up. And head across. And then lift both hands up into the blue sky. Arms drift down the sides as you breathe out. Gathering. Pouring. So these exercises come from medical Qigong. As you can see, I'm almost entirely dressed in yellow today. The reason for that is because it's late summertime while this is being recorded. I've got my yellow shoes on, I've got my yellow top. This is how obsessive it becomes for me. Yellow watch strap. It's about getting the best out of the season that you can possibly manage And so at this time of year, the late summer, we can add extra chi, extra power, if you like, just by wearing yellow. We're about to move into autumn shortly, sadly, and the colour for that will be white, so we end up wearing more white clothing. Okay, and it just adds extra power. So every little thing you can do to add extra power to the season, as it were, is very helpful, just by way of an explanation. But these first exercises, as I was saying, come from medical Qigong. And the next part of this we're going to do comes from 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐟 Qigong, which is the style of Qigong which I've chosen to spend most of my life doing. But it has a slightly different stance. So we bring our feet together and we just put our hands on our belly. So it has more of a Tai Chi stance, in fact. And Dr. Pang, who invented it, was a Tai Chi gold medalist. So it's not uncommon to see some more sort of slightly more Tai Chi themed things in his work. So just stand in this posture here with the feet closed, with the knees bent, with the hands on the belly. So we're just going to do what he calls the 8 phrases. I'm just going to sing them for you. Unfortunately, with this microphone on, it doesn't work with incredible clarity. It sort of cuts off sound, so if I sing, it thinks there are bad noises. Hopefully it's not going to be that bad. So I'll just sort of keep it a bit more clipped so you can hear the syllables. And then what I'll do is I'll translate it for you so that you understand what the little poem is all about. But this is how he sets his Qigong exercise sets up. This is how he brings himself into what's called the Qi field, using these ideas. So for this part of the video, you can either stand. We will go back to standing in a wide stance in a moment. You can either stand or you can sit down. You could lie down as well. It's about visualization. So it's not important, the posture, but we'll talk about the Qi gathering posture in a moment. But anyway, let's do the setup first. And the little song goes like this. 𝐸𝐤𝐥𝐟-𝐡𝐞𝐚𝐥𝐢𝐧𝐠 Song Yi Chong Wai Jin Yen Le Jian Shen Chong Mao Gong Yi Nian Bo Qi Shen Zhou Tai Kung Chen Yi Jiao Ti Zhou Shen Rong Rong Zhou Shen Rong Rong Zhou Shen Rong Rong. So the English translation of this: imagine that your feet can connect into the earth. Imagine your head can connect into the heavens. I want to go a step further than that. Imagine you can go through the earth, out into the blue sky beyond, out into the universe beyond that. From your head up into the blue sky beyond, out into the universe. But the implication of this as well, forwards, backwards, left, right. What Dr. Pang says is imagine your body expanding from the core in 1,000 directions out into the universe. So what is the universe? In his theory, he calls it Hun Yuan Qi, which translates as entirety, energy, if you like. The whole of our universe is made of this smallest kind of building block, the smallest indivisible particle of our universe is what he calls Hunyuan Qi, when we can't break it down any further. And so we all know that as the 20th century has gone through, we've discovered molecules, atoms, and then particles, and it just keeps on dissolving, getting further, deeper into smaller and smaller parts. But eventually, we're talking about the smallest particle of the entirety of the universe. And the whole universe is made of this vast field of energy. And so Dr. Pang says, just allow yourself to relax back into this idea that the whole of our universe can just dissolve back into Qi. You can dissolve back into this state. Let go. Let go at the deepest level of you. Let go at the deepest level of you and dissolve back into the Qi field. And that's really only the first line of his poem. 4 Chinese characters with all these ideas embedded into it. The next line says, let your body relax. Well, as we start to dissolve ourselves into the background of Qi, as we start to let go of the physical body and allow it to start to merge with nature around us, then it's really difficult not to dissolve into Qi, not to relax. Because the left logical side of your brain tells you you're very separate from all of this stuff around you, that you're very individual. But the right side of your brain is only too happy to settle back into nature and accept that we are part of the vastness of it all. And so we're kind of asking if we can just take that left side of the brain offline for just this period we're going to work with together, just to have a moment of quiet, a moment of relaxation. So as the body starts to relax, your mind can gently start to expand. The left logical brain keeps us very kind of trapped inside our head, keeps us very trapped inside our body. But as soon as we start to relax and switch that off, the body can really expand and the mind can gently expand too. Imagine your mind expanding through your body. Imagine extending your mind down into your toes, to your fingertips. Feel every part of your body. How does your body feel today? So where is there pain? Where is there discomfort? Where does something feel a bit stodgy, unflowing, not working quite well? You could allow your mind to gently go there. Imagine your mind like a beautiful lighthouse. It's got a big beam inside it, and it can send this healing Qi through your body. It might be something quite simple. You might say, oh, well, my knees don't work very well. So what we could do is then bathe the knees with this healing energy from the mind. You could imagine like a ray of light pouring inside, illuminating everything inside your knees, and then sending all this healing Qi deep into the muscles, into the bones. Ah, lovely. So where is it in your body that you could do with some Qi? Perhaps it's the whole body. Perhaps you can just imagine the whole of your body starting to illuminate from the inside, this wonderful kind of Qi glow inside you. And that's only the first 2 lines of our poem. First one is let the body connect out into nature and then relax, let the mind expand through the body. So we can actually send this kind of searchlight of energy through the body. When we do that, we find out that we can actually, well, not really tell where the outside of the body is, where the kind of outside world begins and the inside world ends, or where the inside world begins and the outside world ends. The sort of the barrier between you and the outside world just starts to dissolve a bit. Can you feel your skin, with your eyes shut or mostly shut? Can you feel your skin? Can you tell where the skin ends? You just imagine this sort of blur. There's an energy field around your skin. It's called the 𝐬𝐥𝐿𝐴. So is that inside or outside? It becomes a bit difficult. As we dissolve into the chi field, we sort of become one with the energy. Just let yourself gently dissolve. It's not important. Just let your body relax into the chi field. We've got this thing around us called the 𝐬𝐥𝐿𝐴. It's a sort of a layer of energy around your skin. It's maybe sort of 6 to 10 centimeters thick, like a big sort of field of energy. We've got an even bigger one, which is like a meter in front of you, a meter behind you, left, right, up and down, a big sort of bubble of chi. So you can just imagine yourself, a beautiful being of light inside these wonderful bubbles of energy. Are you the outside world? Is it an inside world? Where does it start? Where does it finish? Does it matter? Not at all. And so we can just soften and relax ourselves into the outside world. And when we do that, we can connect further. If you're at home, you can connect energetically to your plants, to your animals, to your family. If your family's not here with you, you can expand and imagine connecting wherever they are across the globe, connecting with family, connecting with friends. I read a funny comment. It said, we're prepared to accept that wherever we are on the planet, we can get, GPS satellite data, we can get Wi-Fi, our phone can connect and all this sort of stuff. But we're not prepared to accept the fact that we can connect personally. We often hear these kind of twin studies where we hear about, one twin knows what's happening to the other twin when one's in the UK and the other one's in Australia, and they instinctively know, they call each other, are you all right? And the other one's in trouble or whatever. They really are these moments where we can connect across the entire globe, connect to our friends wherever they are, connect to our family. But there's another family we can connect to as well. And that's all the people who do 𝐸𝐸 Qigong. I've met millions of people. No, I haven't met millions, sorry, tens of thousands of people in the 𝐸𝐸 Qigong family. Huge amounts of people across Germany, across Mexico, across Europe, across China, all these lovely people who do exactly the same thing that we're doing right now. They connect into the 𝐸𝐸 Qigong healing field. When you connect into a healing field, you bring all the good information from your life and all the good information from your body into this chi healing field for other people to share. And you might think to yourself, oh God, I don't have any good information to give anybody. But it's not true. There are many things in your body that are working incredibly well, many things in your life that are working incredibly well, that other people can gain information from you, just being in the same field as you. And you can gain information from others, Dr. Pang, from all of the teachers who connect into this field. We view the 𝐸𝐸 Qigong field as being like a vast library of healing information. So in a really crass way, think about it as being like the 𝐸𝐸 Qigong internet, intranet. All of the information, all of this healing information stored for us to access. Giving it a kind of internet analogy does it no credit at all. It's much deeper, much more powerful, much more incredible than that. But at least it gives our brain something to grasp onto. The idea that this information is available for us and that we can draw this information back into our lives too, to heal ourselves. Okay, so let's take the first example I was using, bad knees. So perhaps there are, 100,000, 200,000, 500,000 practitioners across the globe whose knees are absolutely fantastic. And you're the one who doesn't have good knees. And so you can just allow this good information to pour from the chi field into your knees to heal you. That's a very simple idea. What about the next layer up? What about the emotional layer? What emotional problems are you struggling with? Let's take something that a lot of people experience in their lives. Perhaps it's about money, let's say lack of money. And ultimately, lack of money leaves us feeling fearful. So fear is an emotion of the kidneys in Chinese medicine. When we spend a lot of time in fear, then our kidney energy winds down. What does that mean? Does that mean you're going to get a kidney infection? Not necessarily. No, it's not really how Chinese medicine works. But it just means that the energy of your kidneys is not supporting as well as it might do. And in Chinese medicine, that very often it means back pain. Very often it means graying hair, teeth problems, bone problems. Uh, would you believe hearing problems? It basically sounds like old age, and that is, part and parcel of it. But in the field, there are a lot of people who have really healthy kidney energy. There are a lot of people who don't have so much fear. And so if you're experiencing the emotion of fear, just by being in the chi field and allowing people to support you and imagining that you can draw this energy into your life, you can start to heal that fear. And as we start to heal that fear, our life starts to change. So right at the very beginning, I was talking about making mountains. My journey as I drove along, all I could see were possible problems. I was putting mountains in front of myself. So I was able to catch these mountains and just say, why? Why are you putting that mountain in front of you? It doesn't exist yet. Why make it exist in your head? If you don't make it exist, it can go away and dissolve. And so we just say, there are no mountains. It's just flat land all the way to where we want to go. And then we imagine where we want to go or how we want to be. And perhaps that might be wealthy or healthy or happy, filled with joy, whatever it might be. So we catch ourselves worrying about, in this case, money. And then we say, no, there are no mountains. Stop that worry. See yourself at the end of the month with money in your bank, with a smile on your face, feeling happy. I don't know if you can hear the seagulls in the background. They've just arrived. Maybe they're not too happy about something as well. I don't know if the microphone picks up the noise of the seagulls, but they're very noisy. Anyway, so there we have this idea of just kind of fixing on something that's more emotional in our lives. So let's talk about some other emotions. In Chinese medicine, the lungs, they're all about guilt, grief, sadness, shame, sorrow. Wow, what a heavy set of emotions live in your lungs. Guilt, grief, sadness, shame, and sorrow. And the energy of the lungs is drawn down by all of these things that we hold inside. Sorrow, sadness, very often that relates to the death of our parents, the death of our friends, whatever it might be, partner. You have this deep, deep sorrow inside your chest, and that can result in lung problems, perhaps asthma, something like that. That's a very literal, easy translation of how these things work. And it's a very kind of top level translation. So the things that are connected with the lungs, there's also obviously breathing, but there's also oxygen supply through the body. There's also blood flow through the body. So it's not just, incredibly obvious. We can put the broadest brushstrokes through this and say sadness and sorrow. Perhaps you have, pneumonia. I mean, that's, very dramatic, but you can see what I mean. It's like, or asthma. You can see where these stories at a very sort of, broad brushstroke, but we can also go down into much more detail if we work together, discuss it in much more detail. But all I can do here today is tell you the most sort of top level, as it were. And so we have these potential problems in our lungs relate to sadness, sorrow, guilt, grief, shame, the emotions. What about the heart? Well, the heart is clearly all about love, but on the other side, it's about hate, like a motorbiker. He's got love tattooed on one knuckle and hate tattooed on the other knuckle. The two sides of that. There's so much to do with the heart, to do with joy, to do with joie de vivre, wanting to live your life to the fullest. And then a deep kind of sadness that doesn't allow you to live your life to the fullest. Your spleen and pancreas, they're all about worry. So if you worry an awful lot, this organ gets worn down. But also, if you think too much, if you work too hard, quite literally, if you use your brain too much, you can exhaust the energy of the spleen. And that has knock-on effects in your digestive system. And then the last primary source is the liver. And the liver is all about deep anger, deep resentment held inside. And its co-partner, the gallbladder, that also is about anger that's not been expressed. So we can have liver problems, digestive problems, sort of burping, farting, things like that, but also blood problems, so there's the broadest brushstrokes, as I say, about the various organs and the various emotions. But what I'm trying to get to is the idea that it's not just the physical problems in our body, it's also the emotional problems in our body. It's also the mental constructs we make for ourselves, the mountains we draw. So as we just going to open our feet out into a wide stance now, and we're going to settle into our knees. We're going to relax into a standing posture. What are the problems you're working with today? What would you like to change in your life? So first of all, we have to regularly catch ourselves in the flow. We have to regularly catch ourselves and hear ourselves start to talk about, this journey is going to have problems, this is going to, and then just say, no, stop. There are no mountains. You're just making those mountains for yourself. This is the first trick, is actually catching yourself, talking to yourself about the problems. And to begin with, you're only going to get 1 out of 10 of those right. And then 2 out of 10, then 3 out of 10, and slowly it builds up. So don't expect to be able to do it all on the first go. Just be patient with yourself. It just brings to mind immediately, can I be patient with myself? because I do like to criticize myself. That's a very sort of standard thing for people. I could never do this because I always get it wrong. I never stop myself when I start to rant on about something in my head. Well, you can see that that itself is a criticism, you know, a pattern inside of you. So you have to think from this outward perspective, looking back into your life. One of my great friends, the barefoot doctor, who passed away a few years ago, he had this lovely meditation. He just said, imagine your head is like an enormous cave, and a tiny little version of you is sitting at the very back of your head cave, gazing out, gazing out through your eyes, gazing out through your mouth, but actually this time set really far back from these kind of like windows to the outside world. The little version of you is kind of sitting in meditation at the back of the cave. Through the windows, the various orifices, I can imagine, perhaps you can see out through your eyes, perhaps you can see out through your nostrils, perhaps you can see out through the opening of your mouth, but you can sort of just gently see out into the outside world. And of course, the outside world is rushing by. But you can sit back quietly and observe what's going on inside the cave and outside the cave. There was a lovely kids' cartoon made about it. I can't remember what it was called now, but all these little characters who would run around inside your head doing various different things, being in charge of different emotions. So now we're sat at the back of the head and we're gazing and looking at these emotions. What thoughts come up? So I'm going to ask you a question and see what your first thought is. It's always the right thought, by the way. The first thing that clicks into mind when I say to you, what emotion is troubling you the most at the moment? So sometimes it comes to you very clearly, sometimes less clearly, but perhaps the idea of what's going on starts to form in your head. Which person is causing you the most trouble? Which part of your life is causing you the most problems? Or which part of your body is causing you the most problems? So from these little questions, something will have come forward. You'll know something you want to work with today. So what we're going to do is going to use Dr. Pang's 𝐬𝐤𝐥𝐟 exercise. Make something the size of a football, your hands either side of it, just in front of your belly. Place one of the answers to the problem, as it were, in between your hands. So maybe you can visualize your job in between your hands. Perhaps you can visualize your partner in between your hands. But let's be also, quite visual in this whole thing. You could imagine your liver being in between your hands, or your knees being in between your hands. Whatever it is, just imagine that you can just draw your hands open, and whatever it is you're working with starts to gently dissolve out into the chi field. All the problems just gently dissolve. So how are we going to rebuild whatever it is we're working with? You don't need to know. That's the point. You don't need to have the answer. Just bring back healing energy into this space, place, person, thing. What's healing energy look like? Perhaps it looks like sunshine. Perhaps it looks like blue sky. I don't know. You can imagine your visualization. So let's just say that we're working with one of our parents. Here's an interesting thing, just to add. It doesn't really matter whether you're working with someone who's alive or dead. Dr. Pang says, in the quantum chi field, time and space are just a construct of your mind. So energy of people continues. I mean, how does the energy, perhaps your parents have moved on, 10, 20 years before you, but their energy still resonates in your life. There are still words that you hear them say. Perhaps it's your grandparents, now long gone perhaps, or still with us, who knows. I had a pattern that came from my beautiful grandmother. She was someone who brought me up. And she used to say to me, remember, money does not grow on trees. That was her favorite phrase. Money doesn't grow on trees. That stuck with me a long, long time. That limited my thoughts about money for a long, long time. So for me, I would think about that idea, money doesn't grow on trees. And I open my hands up and I just feel that dissolving. All of my problems around money dissolve out into the blue sky. And then I can just bring back perfect energy that will help me to unblock that blockage and to feel more positive about money flowing into my life. Okay, so I have no idea how to make that work, let's say. Although I've got plenty of ideas, but in the past I had no idea how to make that work. So I can't actually bring back any particular exact design. And if I try to design it in my head, I'd probably get it wrong anyway. So all I'm doing is taking this story, money doesn't grow on trees, and let it dissolve out into the blue sky. I can let go of that now. I don't need that pattern anymore. And then I can just bring healing energy pouring back into my life. Any kind of beautiful sunshine, blue sky, healing energy, and pour it into my life as I bring my hands back towards each other. So we go from football size and expand out and open out into the blue sky. And then as we bring the hands back together, we bring this healing energy pouring into our lives and allow it to go into every cell of the body. So if it's some physical problem, like with your liver, you can just imagine opening your hands and all of the physical problems of this organ just disappear out into the blue sky. And when you come back, you bring yourself back a perfect healed liver. So it doesn't matter whether it's a problem with your grandmother, a problem with your knees, everything can be solved. The seagulls want to join in. That's lovely. Very nature getting involved in my class. Okay, so as we open the hands up, we can just let these aspects of our life dissolve. What is it you want to let go of today? Open out and feel yourself dissolving into nature. Open out and feel all these problems dissolving into the chi field. Why not let go? Why not? Think about it. What's stopping you? Why not let go? Why not let go of poverty? Why not let go of anger? Why not let go of hatred, of envy, of jealousy? Why not let go of sadness, shame, sorrow, guilt, grief? Why not let go of deep fear? Why not? What's stopping you? Why not just deliver those things back to the universe? Don't want them anymore. Let them go. Bring back, doesn't matter. Just bring back healing energy into your life. Just bring back a perfect working version of your body. We say kai when we open the hands, the Chinese word for open. Kai. Kai means open, but it also means let go. It means dissolve. It means, yeah, all of those things. This kind of openness and letting go. And then we use the Chinese word he. He means draw back, gather in, pull this healing energy into the body. So kai and he. It doesn't work very well on my microphone, unfortunately. My mic wants to cut them out. But you can say kai and keep the note going as long as you can. But it's not sorry, I didn't mean to say as long as you can. It's not like one of these massive yoga kind of tones that go on forever. It's just a breath. And then when we bring the hands together, we say, huh. And again, it's not a massive long breath, it's just and if it's not appropriate to do it, so I like doing 𝐸𝐿𝐴, it's called 𝐸𝐿𝐴, this exercise, which translates as stretching chi. I like to do it when I'm sitting on a train or on a bus. But sometimes you can't really open your hands out into a great arc, out to the sides in a great ball, and then bring all this healing energy back. You can do, but I think maybe you might get arrested or people can look at you in a very strange way. And if you start saying out loud, Kai, at a very loud, voice, and again, it might be problematic. So the truth of the matter is you do not need to move your hands at all. You just imagine your body gently dissolving out into the chi field, letting go, letting go. And when you bring, or would normally bring your hands back together again, all you imagine is the chi field of the universe pouring back inside your body. So you can see that you can do this exercise without even moving your hands at all, just moving your mind. You don't need to say kai and he, you could say it quietly to yourself. Kind of inside. And again, if it's not appropriate, don't even say it out loud. Just allow your body to think, opening out into the universe. Now, people have asked me this question. They've said, but if I'm in a crowded space, am I not going to bring back other people's bad energy? No such thing as bad energy. There are some Qigongs, some form of Qi that have this whole idea of bad energy and good energy. No such thing, just energy. Sometimes there may be energy that's not appropriate for your body, but can you bring that back? No, because you're thinking about bringing back something that's going to heal you, something that's going to work perfectly for you. So you never bring back, let's say, inappropriate energy. Just allow the universe to give you what you need. Just allow yourself to open out into the universe, become vast, dissolve into the chi field, let go of the emotions, the problems, the people, the things in your life that you don't need. Let go, quite literally, of the mountains that you've built for yourself. And then when we come back, bring back whatever energy. You don't need to know what energy it is. Just bring it back into your life and allow itself to locate deep in your belly. And then when it goes deep into your belly, it immediately goes anywhere it's needed in your body, anywhere it's needed in your life. So we're working from the belly. Just imagine expanding out from the very core, out into the vastness of the universe. and then pulling all this healing energy back from the vastness of the universe and bringing it deep inside you once more to be distributed wherever it's needed. So just feel that expansion, feel that opening, feel that dissolving into chi, and then feel that energy comes back from the outside universe and pours deep into the core of you, rebuilding your life, rebuilding your body. Haola. Haola is a Chinese phrase for everything is fixed, everything is good already. So we open ourselves out into the vastness of the universe and we bring this healing chi back into the body. Haola, everything is fixed, everything is working well. Why shouldn't it change spontaneously? Why shouldn't it change in a moment? What's stopping it from changing? The only thing that gets in the way is your left logical side of your brain that says, we can't do this. This won't work. It's not true. And this is what we need to get over. We need to stop making these mountains for ourselves. Why do you want to have a mountain? Why do you want to put these walls up in front of you? Open up and let all of the barriers dissolve. Just bring back the healing chi into your body and know that it works. Believe that you can heal yourself. I've seen and met hundreds of people who've used this technique to change things in their lives. Just let go and open out into the vast universe and have brought back incredible healings for themselves. I met this lovely old gentleman in Mexico called Javier. And Javier just said, I have no idea how this works. I don't know what it means, but it certainly works well for me, so I don't care. I don't need to know how it works. I just experience the benefits. I thought that was lovely. I can't be bothered to learn the theory. I'm too old. That's what he said to me. I'm 76. He said, but whenever I feel pain in my body, I just open and dissolve into the chi field and let it go. And then I bring back healing for myself. And sure enough, I start to feel better straight away. I don't know how it works, but it works for me. Beautiful. That's exactly how it is. Javier. I love him. Great character. Kai dissolves out into the universe, brings all this healing chi back into the body, and the healing chi deep inside brings about a deep healing for you. So let's just do a few more moments of Kai and her before we finish. You don't need to make a huge noise about it. Dissolve into chi. Bring the healing chi deep inside your body. Lets your problems go. Dissolves into the chi field. Brings the healing chi deep into your body. Feel that you can open up and let go. Let go of the things you no longer need. Why should you hang on to them? Replace all these old patterns and stories with fresh new energy that bring about change deep inside. Letting go. Gathering healthful chi deep inside. Let's do a few more. Last time. Do two more, but this time in silence. Just let the hands open and the body dissolve in silence. Bring back the healing energy in silence. Once more, opening and closing. So now we do two more, but this time just put the hands onto the belly and just imagine the whole body dissolves out into the chi field. Energy moves deep inside the body. Open out and dissolve yourself out into the chi field. Bring the energy back deep inside to heal. And then with the hands on the belly, let's just feel and know at the deepest level that you've changed something in your life. You have shifted something in your life. Something is starting to move. Something is starting to change. Every day we come back and we do a little bit of this and we keep the momentum going. It doesn't take 5 minutes in the morning just to sit on the edge of your bed and think, okay, all of the problems are going to dissolve in my life. I'm going to bring back healing energy for my whole day. When you're sitting on a bus, sitting on a train, when you've got 5 minutes, just do it again. Think about, what was that thing Jeremy said? Okay, let go of all the problems. Bring healing energy inside. Fantastic. Do it at every opportunity and feel the positivity that it brings to your life. Feel the positive change inside your life. There we are. Our bodies starting to heal. Our bodies starting to change. Our life starting to heal. So simple, could not be more simple. Dr. Pang is all about simplicity. It's about bringing the biggest amount of change to your life with the most simple of exercises. And all it requires is the power of your mind. So even if you have if you know a friend who's paraplegic, can't even move, there have been people in China who have been stuck in a wheelchair who have made their lives change just by using La Qi, get the body moving again. And doctors have said, oh, this person will never move again. And then they use La Qi and have changed their lives. One or two very famous stories in China of this exercise helping people who couldn't even move, helping people who had cancer, diabetes, heart disease, all sorts of incredible things. They're just letting go of all of their problems, letting go of all their illness, and bringing all the healing back into their lives. So let's just use it today. Let's use it every day. You can heal your life. You can heal your illness. You can heal your body. In fact, it's already started. You are becoming healthy. Everything is starting to change. Every tiny little step in the right positive direction helps us to change. So remember this feeling. Remember this class. Move forward step by step. Feel that positive change taking place in your body. Okay, very good. So let's just bring our feet together. We're just going to draw some circles around the belly button. So you can turn 2 or 3 circles round. And this just kind of brings us back into our body, brings us back into the present moment. And then we go 3 circles in the opposite direction. And that just helps us to come back into this present moment. So having been dissolved into the vastness of the universe, now we bring ourselves back into this moment, right here, back in our physicality, back in our body. It's like when you see on the side of a medicine packet, it says, do not take this cough mixture and operate heavy machinery. It's the same thing with Qigong. When you've been out across the entirety of the universe, you have to remember to bring yourself back, plug yourself back into the present moment, so you're not kind of a space cadet getting behind the wheel of the car and then floating around, and try and bring yourself back into physicality. So we're back here in our physical body. And then As we stand here, we just imagine all this energy deep in the belly where our hands are. Imagine you can put the energy up your spine to your brain, illuminate your brain. Your brain is working well. Your brain is healthy. All functions of your brain working well. Center of your chest is another energy field. All the energy in the center of your chest, heart, lungs, spleen, pancreas, liver, kidneys, all of your organs working well, all the organ systems working well. You are healthy. You are healthy. Blood and chi flow well through your body. Imagine your whole spine illuminated with chi, your hips and your pelvis, hips and pelvis filled with chi, down to your knees filled with chi, ankles, feet, down from your shoulders to your fingertips, the whole of your body filled with chi, working well. Let's go to the soles of the feet, the skin on the soles of the feet, the skin up the back of the body, the skin over the top of the head and down the front and sides, this beautiful kind of skin envelope, this bag of skin that holds you. Imagine your skin is perfect, glowing, working really well, healthy, beautiful. And then the Wei Chi layer, that energy field I was talking about, imagine about 10 centimeters below your feet, behind the back of the body, up over the top and down the sides, like you're in a beautiful suit of armor, this protective field of chi around your body. Your Wei Chi layer is strong, protective energy. And the last energy field, your chi body, a meter in front, a meter behind, left, right, up and down, this big bubble of chi around you. Strong. It protects you, but it connects you appropriately to the outside world. So just imagine yourself. Every cell in your body is filled with chi. You are a being of light. You're inside these amazing fields of energy. Every cell in your body is working well. You are healthy. You are protected. You are safe. All functions of your body returning to perfect working order. There it is. Perfect working order. Put a big smile on your face. Slowly open your eyes. Give your body a bit of a shake. Give your body a bit of a move, a kick perhaps. Whatever you need just to get the body moving. If you fancy doing a bend, do it very slowly. Do it very, very kind of judiciously. And if you want to come back up, I hope you do want to come back up. When you come back up, do it very slowly, very carefully, very gently. Oh, a little bit of a stretch out is always a good thing at the end of our Qigong set. Okay. Well, we finish off by saying 𝐜𝐿, that phrase I used earlier. 𝐜𝐿 means good already. So everything we've done is fixed. What we do is we put our hands up in the air. I say 1, 2, and then we say 𝐜𝐿. And 𝐜𝐿, good already. It's like, the final thing, the final sort of stamp of approval, if you like. So hands up. 1, 2, 𝐜𝐿. 1, 2, 𝐜𝐿. One more time. 1, 2, 𝐜𝐿. In 𝐸𝐴𝐥 Qigong, we do a little salute for each other. So what you do is you bring your right hand up in front and put the left hand down on top, and then you pull the fingertips together and you put the thumbs on the end. Thank you so much for being here today. Really, really nice to see you. And this is gonna. The seagulls are saying goodbye as well. This is going to go up on YouTube in due course, and so please share it with your friends, and I'll put it onto our WhatsApp group, the link for that as well. And if you'd like to join the WhatsApp group, Iris, you can always send a message to me via my website, quantumqigong.co.uk. Okay, really good to see you. Thanks very much for being here. Bye.